Ahmadinejad and Putin are very chummy. And they have one goal in mind. And this is an interesting little detail given to us in the Ezekiel 38 prophecy. It says that when they do attack Israel, it is for a spoil. They come to take a spoil. One Bible commentator has said, just take the SP off of spoil and you get oil. No, this is interesting because they have found the largest oil reserve in the world on planet Earth. Where? In the land flowing with milk and honey and oil. Oh, well, that changes the complexion a little bit, doesn't it? So that could be, as some believe, the hook in the jaw of this alliance of nations headed by Russia and Iran. Again, I want us to step back because, again, we talk about this every Sunday. Now, if you're visiting with us here, you're sitting here going, I haven't heard this before. Oh, I heard this 3 years ago. Or I seen something about this on TV. But listen, for those of us who are here every Sunday, we talk about this every week. I'm telling you today that I believe we are so close. Jesus in Luke 21:28 said, when you see these things begin to come to pass, look up and lift up your head and know your redemption draweth nigh. In other words, these things are beginning to come to pass. If we're looking at prophecies that find their fulfillment in the tribulation and the raptures before the tribulation, then how much closer is his return and our redemption? I submit to you that it is even at the door. This last one, bringing us full circle, is the prophecy in Zechariah 12, where it says the surrounding peoples attack Israel. Now, this prophecy is interesting because what it's really prophesying is that those close in proximity to Israel, both geographically and genetically, will attack Israel, besieging Judah. And you get into Zechariah 14, it describes a nuclear attack. Interesting. Well, the peoples described there, close in proximity and close genetically, I believe describes the Palestinian people, aka Hamas and Hezbollah. Now, Hezbollah is located on the northern border of Israel, southern Lebanon, and of course, Hamas is in the Gaza Strip, right there on the coast. Just a little piece of land there. Now, as we talked about last week, and this might be new for some of you, but Hamas and Hezbollah are surrogates of Iran. The intelligence that is out there is such that actually Iran is the one instigating and really pulling the trigger and giving the green light to the likes of Hamas and Hezbollah. One reason some believe that they incited Hamas to attack Israel and continue to fire these rockets after this so-called ceasefire. I'm not cynical. Okay, maybe a little bit. But was to get and divert the attention of the world off of their nuclear capabilities, which are speedily coming about. Some believe by the end of this year, as we looked at last week, they crossed the threshold of their nuclear capabilities and could have a nuclear weapon, thanks to Russia, in their hands by no later than 2011. That's less than 2 years away. Interesting prophecy. Now, what I find striking is you take all of these prophecies together collectively, and what do you get? This is where you take that fresh look and you say, you know what? It's happening. It's happening. This is exactly what was foretold by the prophets of old would be happening, and it's happening. It's beginning to come to pass. It's good to step back and look first at Bible prophecy, then look at what's taking place in the world. Sometimes, though it's okay to, it's not always the best thing to do, is to look at what's going on, then go to the Bible to try to find it. See, you have to understand that particularly in Ezekiel's prophecy, it was written 2,500 years ago. So, to have that prophecy and then to look at what's happening with Russia and Iran particularly, that has a profound impact. And when you step back and you look at it, you realize, you know what? This is exactly what God said would happen. See, God will tell us what's going to happen before it happens, so when it happens, we will know and they will know that He is God. That's one of the purposes for Bible prophecy. Now, why do we do this and what is the importance of this? Let me just say it this way. I believe that it is critical to teach and talk and learn about Bible prophecy. Let me flip it over to the other side of the table and say this. To not do that is to rob God's people of the promise of His coming. One of the distinctives of Calvary Chapel is that we teach the Bible from Genesis to Revelation all the way through, book by book, chapter by chapter, verse by verse, the whole counsel of God. So one of the things that you'll find uniform throughout Calvary Chapels is that there is this importance given to the Bible, teaching the Bible. Now, not just teaching about the Bible, but teaching the Bible. Now, here's the thing. If you don't teach the Bible that way, then you can get away with not teaching Bible prophecy. Let me say the same thing a different way. When you teach the whole Bible, you have to teach Bible prophecy. Why? Because a third of the Bible is Bible prophecy. How do you teach this without teaching? Everywhere I go, there it is. Ooh. How many churches don't teach the book of Revelation because, it's so apocalyptic. It's controversial. Who can understand it? Spare me. Do you know that the book of Revelation is the only book in all 66 books of the Bible that promises a blessing to those who read it, hear it, and take it to heart? No other book promises a blessing. You mean I promise a blessing if I read that book? I thought it would be a curse. I read that as like, I don't want to read this. It's apocalyptic. You know what apocalyptic means in the original language of the New Testament? It's the Greek word apokalypsos. You know what I mean? It's to unveil. Unveil. It's to reveal. Revelation. It's a revealing book. I'm not the sharpest knife in the kitchen drawer, but that sounds to me like it's a book that reveals what's going to happen in the future. And if I read it, that which has been revealed, and take it to heart, I will be blessed because of it. How so? I think it's what John says in his first epistle, chapter 3, verses 2 and 3. He says, "Dear friends, now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known, but we know that when He appears, we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is. Everyone who has this hope in Him purifies himself just as He is pure." Collectively, Bible prophecy has a purifying effect on the bride of Christ. To ready the bride, as the Apostle Paul said, I want to present you as a pure bride for your bridegroom when he comes. Not only does it have a purifying effect on the church as a whole collectively, it has a purifying effect on us individually. See, when I realize, you know what? Jesus could come at any time. When He comes, I don't want it to be as a thief in the night. I better get ready. I better get right. I've got some unfinished business. I got some things in my life that are not too pure. I've got some issues in my life that if the Lord were to come back now, it would catch me off guard. This is one of the most important reasons why we, particularly here at this church, place an emphasis on and look at Bible prophecy every week, because of the effect that it can have on our lives.